Well, Ronald Reagan said the 9 scariest words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." Well, in the mid-21st century, I think the 11 scariest words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to keep you safe." Because under the guise of keeping people safe from harms online, we're seeing an incredible increase in censorship by government agencies. Non-elected bureaucrats, these are managerial technocrats who've been appointed to these positions under laws like our Online Safety Act, which was passed 2 years ago, which establishes the Office of the eSafety Commissioner. Ostensibly, that was a law that was there to protect children, protect them from harms on the internet, which is indeed a noble cause that all of us can support. However, crowbarred into that law was another offence, which is cyber abuse of an Australian adult. And the eSafety Commissioner has been using those provisions to censor the social media platforms and issue takedown notices such as against our client, Billboard Chris. This is the case that Kristen was talking about just a second ago, where this Canadian citizen who has been engaging in activism by wearing a billboard that says children cannot consent to puberty blockers, has also been posting on X regularly about movements around the world in relation to children's gender medicine. Now, an Australian activist was appointed to a WHO committee that's going to be setting trans guidelines. So Billboard Chris made an X post linking to an Australian article which exposed a variety of indecent posts that this trans activist had put on their own Facebook page, and then said, people who belong in psychiatric wards shouldn't be making the rules for people who belong in psychiatric wards. Well, that led to a complaint. The eSafety Commissioner has issued a formal takedown notice to X and required that to be geo-blocked so no one in Australia can see it. We're taking that case on with the help of ADF, who brought the case to us, and are going to challenge the right of the eSafety Commissioner to use that law to shut down political speech and important speech that is there trying to defend children from a movement that seeks to medicalise them unnecessarily. But even more scary than that are other cases being brought against the eSafety Commissioner, because it turns out that even if you don't meet the very low bar test that is in that law for cyber abuse of an Australian adult, if the eSafety Commissioner has any concerns about a post that you've made, they've been issuing informal takedown notices to social media companies on a regular basis, despite the fact that it doesn't meet the legal requirement. This is the kind of activism that these unaccountable bodies often undertake and are such a threat to free speech on such important issues.